recording. So you can go to, you can go to Power BI site from Microsoft Power BI desktop download, Power BI desktop. You can just search for desktop Power BI desktop download, okay, and go to Microsoft. This one is powerbi.microsoft.com, and you'll have this English and this one download, right? India download. So go for that, click this link or any link, right? You'll directly get the, so this is from Microsoft, right? So you go to this, okay, you can download now itself. Please download it now. And you can see here, Microsoft Power BI Desktop. Go to download, or you can go even to advanced download options, right? You have the option for downloading for different operating systems, okay. Here we are, the language is same, right? And you can also choose other language, right? And yeah, now just click it, right? It will be downloaded, fine. So and you can see the system requirement. If you don't have this, I think you all will have the system requirement, so that should not be an issue. So you have the system requirement, you have this all these things. So you just download it, and this is an exe file. So it will get, you will be able to install it as the other exe file you are installing into your machine, right? So are you downloading now?
I have downloaded.
Okay, downloaded, right? Okay. So yeah, you can also install it now itself.
Do we need to sign in?
No need to sign in. No need to sign in. Just install it and use it. Okay. So it should take not more much time. Only downloading should take time, but installing it should not take much time. And what will we cover, right? We'll cover this data cleaning part, we'll cover interactivities, visualizations, different visualizations, Power BI services. This we'll cover, right? And these are the topics. I think we did not go through it during our demo session. It was for demonstration. So we'll cover all of these DW basics, data warehousing basics. So some of you are already aware of the data warehousing, and we have this starting from the understanding of Power BI, then modeling, data preparation, visualizations, the interactions. So these are the topics we'll cover, right, during our entire training sessions, right? So we'll cover all of this. Yeah. Then these are the topics we'll cover. Fine. Now let's start with this session. So you have downloaded?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so downloaded, right? Also installed,
Is
right?
there any online platform where we can practice this, or we need to download the file?
No,
Like,
it's better you download it. Okay, there's no online platform, but you have Power BI service, but you don't need, again, there you will not be able to practice unless you publish the files. So which has to be done again from the desktop,
okay, sir.
or has to be shared by other people. But yeah, it's better. And this is the only way. So Power BI desktop, every developer should work on the Power BI desktop. Right? So everything you will be able to work on Power BI desktop. Then you publish it to Power BI service, which will be used by the users or also the peers you are working with, right? So yeah. So there's no online platform for this, right? You will be having the maybe in some of the cloud services you may have it free, okay? But I have not checked for that for the cloud services where you can get the Power BI service, Power BI desktop also, right? So maybe somewhere you have, but I have not checked. But you have to use the Power BI desktop, whether it is in some cloud or you use it in here. Okay, so everywhere you have to use a Power BI desktop, and it's better you keep it in your local machine. Fine. Okay, so let's begin with our training. Right. So the very first thing we are going to learn is a tool, right? And we have similar tool, and this tool is, from which platform? BI and analytics platform. Okay. So that means we want to do something related to analysis or business intelligence. So what is business intelligence? What is analytics? Right? And what we are going to do with this means why we are going to use this Power BI tool is, right. So we are going to see the basic, not much, right. So business intelligence, what is business intelligence? Do you have any idea? Yeah. So you have a business, right? You have a business. So you want to get information, useful information, some information which will help you grow your business, right? Or which will help you find the risk in your business, right? So intelligence from your data, right? Business intelligence. So these are analytics, analysis of your data. You are doing analysis of your data and to find various useful information which will help grow, which will help expand your business, right? So these tool, all of these tool, whatever, whether it is Power BI, whether it is Tableau, whether it is any other Cognos or any other tool, right? So all of these tools are on top of data warehousing. So this is also included in data warehousing tool, right? ETL tool, databases. Then we have the other coding tools like Python also, right? And for data engineering and all. So we have then we have the PySpark and all those data engineering tools, right? ETL tool, data engineering tool, and then the reporting tools, right? All of these are included into data warehousing, right? So this tool, right, Power BI or this BI and analytics tools, these are the end products, you can say, from where this is the last final product which will be visualized, which will be accessed by the customers. You are working on database, right? You are processing data. You are working on ETL. You are processing data or moving the data from one place to another place, right? You are working on some other technology or website, right, where you have given forms and all, people are entering their data, so that data again goes to the database and we are processing through ETL or some other technology, right? Maybe it is from even from the stored procedure, or maybe something if it is a small industry or a small business, right? We are not going for costlier tool or paid tools. We are just using some smaller tool or our own coding, right? Through PLSQL or something, we are moving the data from one place to another place. But this is the tool which will be accessed by the user, where user will check their business, right? This is the end product, right? The user facing product, right? But the other tool, other data, other things, ETL or data engineering or any other, other tools and all, other works, activities, those will not be directly, seen by the users. Those are in the background, right? So this is the one where all of those processed data will be analyzed. All of the processed data from the ETL, from the data engineering side, right, will be analyzed in the BI tools, analytics tools, right? So this should be, so you have to understand why you are going to use this tool, right? To analyze your data. So you understand, right, how much money is involved in all of these processes, starting from one file, the first source file, till the movement of the file to the last place, right? And from there, we are reporting team will pick up the data and show this data uh, to the users, right? So that means there is something, some intelligence in the data which we want to uncover, right? Which we want to showcase to the user so that they can make a decision. They can, they can, sit together and make some decision, finalize something to grow their business, right? Or some they can take some critical decisions. So these data, right, the data we are processing during data warehousing are of different types. Some are critical data, some are public data, right, which we want to just analyze and grow our business, and some are critical data which is very sensitive and should not be accessed by all the people. So also security is involved, right? So many things are there. Let's uh, understand, like, why you also you have to understand why you are going to in your business, whichever area you are working on, what kind of data you are working on, and what kind of analysis you are looking into that, right? So so that your business will take some decision. So you have to first understand your data. So in the reporting side, it is not just knowing the tool. Okay, it's not just knowing the tool and functionality and different functions and all of these things, right? Anyone can do all of these visualizations and all once they have a training, right? But the most important part here is the knowing your data. The most important part while you are working on any business intelligence side, business intelligence project, the most important thing is to know your data. Unless you know your data, you will not know what you are going to do with this tool, what kind of visualization you are looking for, right? Or what kind of calculation you want to do, how you want to process your data, right? To visualize it. So, but these all of these right things will be provided by your customer, because they will be during the requirement gathering phase. So they will know, right, what their business is and what they want to get out of this visualization, or how they want to look at their data, right? So these are also given by the customers. But if you have proper knowledge on the data you are working on, you can suggest that you can suggest from your end, right, what kind of data they want to, what kind of report they want to, they may want to look at, right? So very first thing, and also once they give you the requirement, if you don't know the data, you will also struggle to get the correct visualization. Fine. So you have to understand, very first thing is know your data. This is the very first thing, right? Then tools come, right? Then the tool come, and Power BI is one of the tool where you have to you don't have to give much of your time to learn the tool, but you have to here you have to learn how you can fit your data and to which visualization. So you have easy way to get all of this functionality in Power BI, right? And you have powerful DAXs, that means calculation or functions, which you'll be able to apply to your data and get the required calculations, right? So here, what we are going to see in today's session is fundamentals, the interface, what is the interface, and the environment setting, and the basic data cleaning activities will start with, right? This is the very first thing, right? Then now on the data, right? Data we get in the tabular format. The data whatever data we get, right? We place those data in tables, right? Whether you are working on Oracle or you are working on Power, a SharePoint site, or you are working on any places, right? Or Microsoft SQL Server. So everywhere you arrange your data or have your data in some tabular format, or it may not be in also structured form, right? It may be also in the form of XML or some text file, right? The data may not be in structured form, or the data may be also in unstructured form. That means just the sentences, right? Out of that you may want to get some insight. So there are so many all of these we have data of these different types, that is structured, semi-structured, and unstructured, right? So for from all of these data you can get some kind of insights. Suppose we are having Flipkart, right? So Flipkart is getting the insight of their customers, like what customers want or what kind of product customer wants, right? So they will be analyzing this data. They will be analyzing the data from where? Maybe from the social sites, right? Facebook, Twitter, or some kind of site, or they have their own product review system, right? So we people customers, they review their product and they get the product reviews and analyze their product reviews, right? They understand what kind of product people are looking for and what they don't like, right? So about the product also, quality about the product, right? So all of these they will try to analyze. So all of that can be done by all of these analytics tool, right? Power BI tool or any other analytics tool, right? But Power BI is one of the tool which can be used very easily and efficiently. Fine. Now we know that how our data will be there from the sources. We have our data in structured format, unstructured format, and semi-structured format, right? So this data, and with this data, we have to get some insight. Using these data, we have to get some insights, right? So you have to know first this data, what is this data about, right? You have to know all of this, what is this data about, and unless you know the data, you will not know, right? You will not get any insight. So yeah, just let's have this small thing, right? I was just want to know, right? When we have this file open, so this is a file, AdventureWorks customers, right? So what kind of insight you can get from here, from this file? Any idea? So in this file, you have the customer IDs, customer keys, you have the customer names, you have their marital status, date of birth, right? Gender information, you have their annual income, total children, education level, right? Occupation, homeowner. These informations you have. So what kind of information you can get from here?
Age,
Yeah.
Age.
Okay. Age. So will it help if we get the age? Will it help to analyze the information? Like how even so you have to understand this thing, okay? You have to understand the data and how it is going to help the you know how it is going to help to get an insight from this for the
Basically, from this
business.
data, we can understand what the person is earning, how many children he has, whether he has a own house or not, what is his profession. Basic things we can understand. We can segregate the data like how many of them professional, how many of them management related, how many of them earning more than 90,000, how many of them less than 90,000, 1 lakh,
Correct,
how
correct.
many of
You
them bachelor, male, female,
correct.
those
You got
categories we can.
Yeah. So you got it, right? So here, what do we have? Like these are all the customers for the business, right? So these are all the customer information they have gathered, right? All of the customers whoever has ever bought something, right? Or they are buying something, or they are the customer of the retailers, right? So all of the customer information they have here. So now they are analyzing total customers, maybe how many total customers they have, right? Then they are segregating the customers based on occupation, okay? So they can target based on that, like they can decide, okay, we should target this kind of people to grow our business. They have also education level, right? So they can segregate the customers based on education level. So total children. So there are various points, right, where points of analysis, right? So and income level, right? So based on that, they can segregate the customers and analyze the data, right? So all of these. So before going to analysis, before going to create any visualization, right? We have to understand our data. So this is the work of customers, like what they will do. But if you also you as a developer, right? As a helper to the customers, right? You also, if you have proper knowledge to the data, you will provide them a good, you can provide the suggestions, you can so that they can also make their decision, right? What kind of report they want to check. You can also you know uh, give also you will be also involved in some kind of discussion during the requirement gathering phases, right? So you can put your input once you have the proper knowledge, proper information on the data, right? So similarly, now let's say we are going to analyze our data. So to analyze the data, right, to start with, what do we know? We need a tool, right? To analyze the data, we need a tool, and the data was in the data we had is in the tabular format. So from here, we don't know how much is the we will not able to get in. Once we have the data in tabular format, we'll not get the information easily. So to get it, right, to analyze the data, we have to aggregate the data and show this data in some visual form, right? In some visual form. And so the data visualization, what this is a tool, right, which is providing a very robust visualization packages, right? So why those visualization packages required? To represent your data, right? So data visualization is what? Is graphical or visual representation of your raw data. Okay, you have the raw data in the tabular format, so you are showing that data in graphics or using the visual representation. So that is what we have, the visual data visualization. And why do we do that? Why do we use the data visualization? To identify patterns, trends, and outliers. Just by seeing this data, we'll not know, right? We'll not know which is the outlier, right? In terms of the annual income. See, whom we can say outlier? See, suppose average income is for normal people, average income is suppose it is $1 lakh, right? But one of the person is having $50 lakh annual income. So that guy is not among these people, right? He is someone who may be on the top positions, right? Or is the CEO or the founder or something. That is an outlier, right? It's a different. He is having totally different level of income, right? He's an outlier. So similarly, we have outliers in all the business, right? Maybe in fraud, somebody is doing fraud in banking, right? So we can find that as an outlier, right? Check those people as an outlier. Or we have also, we have similar things, right? In other, domains. So we'll also see like, okay, trends, patterns. Trends means uh, we analyze the data, we analyze sales, we analyze any progress of our business, right? Over the period of time. So we are checking the trends, how it is doing over the period of time, right? Trends and all, patterns. Then we check patterns, right? How is the patterns? So yearly, how the sales are going up and down and those things, right? So we are analyzing the data for few years. So we want to also check the patterns of sales and those things, right? So we'll see all of these using the, so how we can get all of these things using the tool, right? So the data visualization is the representation of the data, raw data. And why do we use it? To identify the patterns, trends, and outliers in data, right? And this will help in making the data-driven decision, right? So data-driven decision is what? Using your actual data, business data, you are making a decision. You are not guessing any decision. You are not guessing anything. Okay. And just you are making every decision, informed decision based on your data, analyzing your data, right? So data visualization is the use of visual representations to explore, make sense of, and communicate data. So you are just not going to, create a visualization, right? You are not just going to create the visualization. Your visualization should be such that it, gives some sense of your data. That data you can communicate, which can communicate, right? Which can communicate the values, right, to the customers. So through the data, you can communicate to the customers of the insights, right? Or whatever patterns you are getting, right? You can hear inspiration, insight, understanding, persuasion, right? All of this you can. So starting from ideas, you are having some idea in your mind, or discoveries you have, complexities you have in your business, right? Or results of something in your business, right? Starting from here, you start your journey of data visualization, right? You want to check if you have some idea, you want to know whether this idea is feasible, or is it fruitful, that idea is fruitful if we realize that idea. So if you have something right in your mind, or you have discovered something and you want to understand more on that, right? So you can start do the visualization, right? And then that visualization should give you inspiration, insights, understanding of your data, and persuasion. That means you have result and you want to pursue it further, right? That result, whether it is good, whether it is bad, and what kind of action we have to take of that result, right? So persuasion of that result. So whatever visualization you will be doing, so keeping these in mind, right? That it should give you insight, inspiration, understanding of your data, or persuasion to the data, right? So this is what the motto of your visualization. Now, to do the visualization, we need a tool, right? And that's what we are going to learn here. The tool is here is Power BI, right? So in Power BI, what do we have? This is a tool, right? Power BI is a tool, and what we want to do with Power BI? The ultimate aim or goal is to analyze the data or visualize the data. This is the ultimate goal, and all of these are in background, right? So ultimate goal is to analyze or visualize your data so that you can make some informed decision, right? So this is the ultimate goal. The Power BI, what do we have in Power BI? We have these Power BI desktop, right? And Power BI cloud services, Power BI mobile, right? This is the three-part component of Power BI we have, right? Power BI desktop, where the developer will develop the solution. Solution means report and all, right? So Power BI will just, okay, fine. We have the Power BI desktop, then Power BI cloud services. What do we have in Power BI cloud services? Once we develop the solution in Power BI desktop, we have to share it with our customers, right? The managers or whoever will analyze the business, right? We have to share with them. So we have here in Power BI cloud services, this is through share and collaborate, right? We are sharing the uh, solution we have built in Power BI desktop, right? Then we can also consume the information. We can consume the reports, whatever we have published to Power BI service through Power BI mobile, right? In Power BI, you can just the mobile app, whatever mobile app we have, right? You can also whether it is iPhone or whether it is we have Android phone, right? So we have the apps. You can just download the apps, connect to the Power BI service, and whichever reports you have access to, you can see that report through your mobile, right? Power BI and mobile. So we have these three component: Power BI desktop, Power BI cloud services, and Power BI mobile, right? Now we'll mostly work on this Power BI desktop, right? Where we have to learn all of those things, like all of the different capabilities of Power BI, the tools capabilities, right? Techniques, all of these things we are going to learn in Power BI. So what is the Power BI desktop is used for? Why it is used for? To mainly to analyze and visualize the data, and to support this analyze or visualization, to do it right, we need to get data, right? So, and we need to get a data, and data will be in different sources. Data will not be in one file, right? It will be in multiple file or multiple tables, right? So we have data in multiple tables, multiple files. So we have to first get the data into the model, into the Power BI, right, environment, and then we have to transform that data, clean that data. If it is uncleaned, if it is having junk values, right, we have to transform the data. We have to model the data because we have the data in different sources. We have to model the data, then we can use those data to analyze and visualize, right? Ultimate goal is to analyze and visualize, and underlying to do this analysis and visualization, we have to get a data, transform that data, model that data, and all of these have to be done in Power BI, right? So we are going to see each of these things one by one, right? All of these things, and whichever tool is required to perform all of these activities, we are going to see all of these one by one. Right? Now, here, this is the Power BI desktop tool. Okay, this is Power BI desktop, and we have also Power BI services, and here Power BI services is accessible through 1 second. Power BI, services is nothing but the app.powerbi powerbia.com. Okay, if you go to this site, you will get the Power BI desktop, Power BI services. Okay, and this Power BI services is you have to first sign in to check the Power BI services. So whatever report you are building here in Power BI desktop, you have to publish this report using your sign in login, right? And that will go to Power BI services and it will sit in this Power BI service here. Okay, so you will be able to consume that, or your user will be able to consume this information just by logging into this site and get the data, and they can visualize the data from here, the report from here. Fine. So this is what we have in Power BI. So we have this Power BI service, we have the Power BI desktop. Do you have any question till now?
So, Manzar, like I have one question here.
Yeah.
So Power BI service, like, is it a kind of server where we are publishing our dashboards and like which are then later then used for finding some insights by the client? So is it a kind
Uh,
of server?
yeah, this is cloud service by Microsoft. Okay. So you have the cloud services for everyone, right? So you just need you are subscribing yours, and to you have to take a subscription to the service, and you will get your own workspace there in Power BI service.
Okay, so like during our entire journey of this course, so we are just publishing our data on this using this Power BI service only, right?
You have to build your solution in Power BI desktop. Then once it is complete, once you have the complete solution, right, you have to share it or publish it to Power BI service. So you have the same concept in everywhere. You have the same concept in every tool. Okay. Here only thing is, this is they have everything in cloud, and you are just taking a subscription, but you have also on premises servers also, right? So here we are using the cloud services in Power BI. Okay.
So is it
Where you are
on, so since it is on cloud, so do we need to purchase the subscription or is it
correct,
free of
correct.
cost?
Correct. You have to purchase a subscription, but for the learners, you have a 60-day trial, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
we'll subscribe it during the end of the sessions. Like while we have all of our desktop things done, right? And we publish it. So during that time, we'll subscribe it so that you get enough time to practice on that. Okay.
So you mean like for now, like we don't have to do anything
Nah, you
using
don't have to do
Power BI
anything.
service?
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't have to do anything for now. Only after I think 20 sessions, right? You have to subscribe it. Okay.
All right, Manzar, yeah, thanks.
Fine. So
I
now,
got one question. Like
yeah, please.
Tableau is having a serial key kind of things. Here we don't have any concept like serial key like that.
Serial key. You mean to say giving indexes and all?
Yeah, once we get to say that there are in Tableau there are two versions. One is student version and this one is trial version.
Okay. Okay. You
And
are
trial
saying,
version
okay,
we will get
purchasing.
only 15 days of
Okay.
subscription.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so you are saying purchasing
That
the
I'm
product
asking
and
whether we
getting it.
have anything.
No, here you just need to subscribe it. You don't need to buy it, right? You are not doing that. So here the product is you just need to subscribe. So you need to know the concept of these all the services, right? Cloud services. It is on subscription basis, right? So you are taking subscription, monthly subscription. So, but here for now for the learners, we have 2 month free trial. Okay, 60 days free trial. So you will be able to use it for free for 60 days. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. But after that, also you can use the free trial. Okay, if you just if you create a new email ID and subscribe it again, so you can use it for some more longer time until unless you are working on any company portal, right? You will be able to extend it.
And Manzar, how much is the
Okay, so for
subscription
the
cost?
Yeah, there are different subscriptions. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Okay, there are different subscriptions, different things are there. So $10 we have, then we have also more than that. So different kind of subscriptions are there. So we'll talk about that later. Okay, you can also check that. Okay, you can go to the Power BI services site. You can go to Power BI site, and there all the informations are also available. Let's continue with the basics first, the desktop part, and then we'll discuss the Power BI services things. Okay,
Yeah, we can only log in via work email address, right?
correct. Work email address, and
Can
we
we
will.
give our organization?
Yeah, no, you cannot give your organization. It is having its own security, right? So you will not be able to give. But we'll create using our own personal email ID. We'll create we'll create the work email IDs. Okay, we'll see during that time. Okay, while we
Okay.
create the subscription. Yeah. Yeah, fine. So now let's get to the start. Let's know the interface of Power BI. So most of you, or whoever is somehow related to the power, analytics side, they will know that we are working for getting some visualization at the end, right? So analysis and visualization, we want the ultimate goal is to analyze and visualize. So this is, we have the three views in Power BI. One is the report view, the data view, and the model view, right? So these are the three views we have in Power BI. So and what these views will do, the ultimate, we will be working this is the end product here in the report view, right? So here what we are going to do, we are going to create some kind of visualization, and you can see so easy, right? Getting any visualization is very, very easy here. You don't have to do, just click it and you get it, right? You want to analyze, visualize something, right? You are getting it. All of these informations here, we are just getting so easily, fine. These information, so there are some issues here, and we'll check. That's why we have this. This is the first session, so we'll check all of these. What is the issues and what kind of data we are going to show here, right? This is x-axis, and this is y-axis, revenue, and yeah, we have this data, and now this is the one. So this kind of, see, the visualizations we are getting here is it's so simple, right? And easily we are able to get the visualization. So we have three views of in Power BI. One is the report view, where we are going to build our solution, reporting solution, right? We have pages, different pages where we are going to create the reports, right? Also, we are going to navigate based on the requirement. We can navigate from one page to another page. So this is the ultimate thing we are going to do, right? Here, this is the data. We have the raw data. We want to check our data, right? This is just for checking the data. Okay. Whatever raw data we have, right? We want to check our data, how it is sitting in the model, right? How the data is looking here, right? So we may have some kind of issues. We can go to this raw data checking this data, and we can see whether formats are good, whether other things are fine, right? So we have to check these kind of things. We can check the raw data using this, data view. And once we have the data from different sources, right, we can create our model. Here we can create the different kind of model we have, right? Reporting model or data model we'll create here. This is the data view, model view, right? So we have three views. This is report view, data view, and model view, and we are going to work on these views, right? Then the next part is we have some kind of basic settings we have to do, right? So here we are going to work on this, and we have to get our data, all kind of data. We can get it from the get data, right? Connect to data. So these are the different sources of data, common data sources: Excel, Power BI, these, all of these. And then we have the databases, right? We have more database, more of connections. We can get the data from different, where all the different places. So these are all file-based data. We can get the data from all of these files, databases. We can get of the data from these databases, right? So we have a lot of you know, options. Then we have the Power Platforms from the Microsoft tools, right? These are all the Microsoft tools. Okay, if you know all of these Microsoft tools, you can get all of this data from Microsoft tools. Fine. Then we have these Azure related tools, right? All of these tools we can get the data, connect data, online services, and other. If you don't have the connection informations, you can also create your own connection, JDBC, ODBC, or any the other connections. Although you can do. Okay, so you can get the data from all of the different sources. Fine, you have the certified sources, all of the certified source informations you can get from here. Right? You can all the document, right? You have very good documentation in Power BI, and everything is documented in detail in Power BI. So any doubt, the very first thing you have to look at is the Power BI documentation. Okay, this is very much required. Now the next thing is we have to, right? We have to do some kind of basic settings. Okay, we may be working from different geographical regions, right? So you are working in offshore, so in India or somewhere, and in onshore in US or UK, your counterpart is working on, right? So you people are working on from different regions. So you are working on a same project. So the project settings should be similar, right? Same, so that the data visualization, the local settings and all these settings are set to the same things, right? So you have to do some kind of basic settings. Okay, so those settings we have here. Go to the file. You can go to this file option, and here we have the option called options and settings. So you can see one thing, right? You can get an analogy between this Power BI and the Excel file. Okay, you can see there are so many things. Most of these are similar options are there in the Excel, right? Similar options, right? So you have file option, you get the options and settings, right? Here you have the options. So you have to set few of the basic options in Power BI. So you have the data load options, and you can check like type detection. So what is type detection? You have in the data, you have the columns and all. So different kind of columns, numeric columns, and date columns. You have string columns. So the type detection, it can Power BI is intelligent enough to detect the type based on the data. Okay, so these are the different settings we have. We are not going to check these settings. So we are setting it right. Never detect column types and headers, because we want to for unstructured sources. This is for unstructured sources. Okay, we don't want to detect it, and we want to also set the the columns and all these data types manually, so that we first want to understand the data and the options, various options we have, right? So we are going to do that. Then the settings we are going to check is the regional settings. Okay, here we have to set the application language. Application language means whatever here the language is there, right? So whichever region you are working on, right? So you have to give that language. Here will be okay. We are setting it to English United States, right? suppose the project is from English United States. So we are going to set the, and our team is sitting in different places, right? So we have to set this language, right? And it should be, set similar, like in application language, in model language, and also in the current file. Okay, this is global settings. So these settings will be applied to all the files. Then we have the current file, right? Whichever file we have right now, we have imported into our data set. So for on that file, we have to also set the local. Okay, that is the language, right? Here we have in the global settings, we had the language, right? Different regional language and all these settings, and model language, application language and model language. And here, what do we have in current file? We have the local setting, local for import, right? What is that local means? Local means the date format, the data type format, or we have thousand separate and all these things for different places. We may use it differently, right? So these settings we are going to have here in the we are setting the same local of our project, right? The regional settings we have the English, so same local we want to set the local to English only. So most of the settings, all of the settings will get from the US. Okay, US type text.
In data load, what you did, never detect column types and
This
anything
is for
else.
unstructured. This is for unstructured data. Okay, never detect column types. So you can also keep it always detect or something like that. Okay, but you have to also while you import the data, you have to check all of the columns again separately. Okay, whether we have set the whether the correct data type is detected or not. You have to check that. Okay, once you have imported. So we'll see that also. We'll see all of this
What
one by
is
one.
this maximum number of simultaneous evaluation?
So simultaneous calculations we have, right? And the memory used for that. So you have the DAXs, right? So you will evaluate the calculations using the DAXs, right? So those kind of things. Okay. So yeah, parallel loading of tables, we have direct query and all those things. Yeah, here you can see. So all of these settings, we are not going to set these few things, right? Only thing is we are just setting the data load options and these things, and all of the other tuning options for data loading and all those things, right? For performance increment. So we'll see few of them later, right? While we come to the correct point, right? For now, we are just starting with the different options we have in Power BI. Okay. So very first thing we have just understood is the interface. What do we have in the interface, right? And from which options, what we can do from the different options. So in the report view, we have the data view and this view, and we have after that we have to get our data. So the very first thing is we want to get our data into the model. Okay. What we are going to do is, let's see, we are just deleting this data. Now it is free of any data. We don't have any data. So the very first thing to analyze the data is to get the data. So we have to get the data. This is the very first thing. We have our data in text or CSV format. So this is data source. I had also mentioned before, right, during our demo session, that whatever data source we have, right, whatever it may be, once we import into the Power BI, right, the imported data, whether it is from the database, whether it is from the file or anywhere, so it will all of these after importing, it will work in similar fashion, same way, right? Same functions will be implemented, same thing will be done. So there is no difference in that. Okay, before importing, if you are having live connection and all, there are some differences. So we'll see all of those one by one. Right. Here we have the data called, right. The very first file we want to analyze is the sales information. This is the very first file we want to analyze. Let's get the data into our model. Right. We have to transform this, load this data and transform this data also. See here, this column name, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 8, right? This is not the correct column name. So the second, row is the column name, right? So we have to transform this data, right? This is the very first thing we are going to do is transform the data. Right? So now we have loaded the data and we have to transform the data. So let me also close it. And what do we have is now is we have just loaded the data, and the very important part of Power BI is, this is also the heart of Power BI. Okay, the transform. This is for transforming data. This is the Power Query Editor. Okay, and this is where we do all of the work. Power Query Editor. Okay, all of the transformations, the business logic implementation, everything we do in Power Query Editor. Right. Here we have the data. Now you can see the data is not in the correct format, right? Column 1, column 2, and we don't have the proper column names, right? So in that case, we have to transform the data. So we have to go to the transforming this Power Query Editor, and this is the Power Query Editor where we are going to do all of our transformations, all of the works, right? So now the very first thing we'll do is to get the correct column name. Okay, this is not the correct column name, column 1, column 2. The first row is the correct column name. So to get the first row as the correct column name, what we have to do is use the first row as header. Okay, so this is the first thing. We have just got our data, first data, and we'll continue this visualization and cleaning of the data from tomorrow's session also, right? So this is it for today's session, and we'll have it continued from tomorrow. You have any question?
Will you be sharing this CSV file?
Yes, I will be sharing all of the data and also the PBI file. So all of this, yeah, and also I would, you have to share me your email IDs so that I can create the groups. Okay.
Manju, where can we get this recording uploaded on?
Yes, all of these recordings will be uploaded and shared with you people.
So over the email?
No, not over the email. You will have the YouTube access. So yeah, you will directly, you every day you will be shared this, that upload things like it is uploaded in the group, right? You will be informed and you can check the recordings.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And yeah, also remind me if I forget to record it. Okay, sometime it happens, right? Yeah. Thank you.
When will you free? If you have any doubt which we need to ask in the daytime, will you able to assist on this through WhatsApp or
Yeah,
some other communication?
yeah, you have any doubt, just share it with the group chat. Okay, whenever I will be free, I'll be replying it because I also work during the daytime, right? So
Okay.
yeah, we'll have.
Because Tanvir used to say you just contact 11 to 12, like that he used to say.
So
Like
for
that
me, it is
I'm
not like that. Yeah, for me, it is little different. Okay. Uh, so yeah. Yeah, we'll because I am doing my own MTech, right? And I'm in the I'm means third semester is just ending. I have also a lot of work. That's why I don't focus much on this training thing. Okay. Yeah, we'll just see whenever you have any doubt, right? Any doubt. I hope that you don't get any doubt. Okay, whatever we'll cover in detail. So, but if you apart from that, if you have any doubt, right, you can always ping it in the group chat, and I will try to reply or respond as soon as possible. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, and we'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, Manoj.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
nice session today.